teachers, special guests, and friends. Welcome to our third grade showcase. We love DC.
We have learned so much about our wonderful city and can't wait to share with you today. Did you know that thanks to Eaton Elementary School, DC has a rock?
Yes, DC rocks. So we needed one, and it is the Potomac Bluestone, the rock that built DC. Wow, so awesome! So sit back, relax, and enjoy our program.
Can you believe our very own music teachers wrote Going Down to Washington? They wrote the school song too. Great job, teachers.
Now, a few of my friends are going to share the opinion essays with you. Listen closely. You will learn about their favorite places in D.C.
Are you in D.C.? If you're not, you're missing out, and this is why you should be in D.C. D.C. is the best place to live because there are so many good food places to eat and shop. Some of my favorite restaurants are Two Amy's and Cactus Cantina. Also, there are so many interesting monuments and memorials. One of my favorites is the Jefferson Memorial. We even have amazing sports teams like the Caps, Nationals, Redskins, Wizards, and D.C. United. Doesn't D.C. sound like a great place to live? It's so fun and cool. So get packing. We're going to D.C. If you really like seeing super awesome NBA players play basketball, then you need to go to Capital One Arena. It is the best, exciting, and most non-boring place in Washington, D.C. Capital One Arena is a humongous basketball arena where the best basketball players in the world and their teams play basketball games. Normally, there are thousands of people there. Capital One Arena has all different types of delicious food. Their popcorn is the best popcorn other than the kind that my parents make. At Capital One Arena, you can see amazing NBA players in real life instead of on a gadget. If you are really lucky, then you can see George Muriel. He is the tallest NBA player in history. If you see him at one of the Wizards games at Capital One, you will see that he is 7 feet and 7 inches. Isn't that amazing? Capital One Arena has delicious food. You can see great NBA players there, and you can even meet George Muriel. Now you should know what I was trying to say at the beginning of the story. Capital One Arena is awesome.
The best school in D.C. is Eaton Elementary School. I moved to D.C. just a couple of months ago, and I love going to school more than anything else in D.C. I want to be smart and get educated to have a good job when I grow up. Going to school will help me reach this goal. When I grow up, I hope to be a police officer or maybe a teacher. School is important to help you reach your goals and dreams. Eaton Elementary School is a great place to learn. If you live in Washington, D.C., you should go to Eaton Elementary School. This education you'll get there will help you reach your goals and dreams.
Wow, D.C. really is a great place and unique city.
Next, we are going to amaze you with our flag routine. We will perform to Stars and Stripes Forever, written by John Philip Sousa, a native Washingtonian. Mr. Sousa was nicknamed the March King because he wrote 136 marches. Enjoy.
then pass the mic to me. Okay.
Did you enjoy that routine? Wonderful.
We learned so much in our classrooms, and having the chance to go out in the city and see it happen in real life makes such a difference.
Our city has so much to offer, and we take so many field trips. But we can only share a few, or else we'd be here until, 2020?
Wow, what a busy year we have had. We have gone on so many field trips. I feel so lucky.
Third grade has been so special because we learned all about Washington, D.C., and we live in Washington, D.C. All of our learning gets to come to life when we can go out and see it in person. It is an amazing experience.
We have so many new experiences to last a lifetime. What was your favorite field trip, Sybil?
I loved having the opportunity to go on a tour of the monuments and memorials. Seeing them in person was incredible. Did you know that the MLK Memorial is unfinished on his legs to represent that he never finished his job? We also went to the Lincoln, Jefferson, and FDR memorials and had park rangers sharing so much of their knowledge with us. I can't wait to take my grandparents to each of the memorials when they come to visit so I can share what I learned with them.
Well, I loved going to the federal courthouse last week and seeing the judicial branch of government in action. We got to put Goldilocks on trial for breaking into the Three Bears house. And none of us were surprised when the jury of our peers found her guilty. Judge Mehta took the time to help us see our justice system in action.
All of those were cool, but I live in this neighborhood, and when we got to walk around Cleveland Park and learn about our very own school's neighborhood, I was amazed. Did you know some of the houses in Cleveland Park were built by ordering them out of a Sears catalog and cost only $19,000? That's crazy that you could order a house from a catalog and build it yourself, like your very own Lego set. Cleveland Park is such an awesome neighborhood.
Wow, we really have had an amazing start of our year with field trips. I wonder what trips we are going to go on the second half of the year.
I hear we get to go to the National History Museum.
I hear we have a bug lady coming.
We can't wait to see what else we do.
My fellow classmates and I were delighted to learn that one of the pieces we were playing, It Don't Mean a Thing, was written by another great Washingtonian, Duke Ellington.
Duke Ellington was awarded a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award in 1966 and the Presidential Medal of Freedom. His music is still played all over the world.
Black History Month this year is the Great Migration. Listen as my classmates share their culture doll projects that describes their ancestors' journey to Washington, D.C.
My dad's side of the family was the first to come to America. We're not exactly sure when they came, but they came as enslaved people. As enslaved people, they were forced to come to America on boats from Africa through the Middle Passage. When they got to America, they were forced to do exhausting work like farming and picking cotton. They brought their dreams of being free again, their culture, and their language. Slavery ended, but segregation and racism lived on. My father's ancestors moved to Chicago during the Great Migration. My ancestors came to America from Africa as enslaved people, but my dad came to D.C. as a doctor. His perseverance has created a great life for me and my family.
The first person in my family to live in Washington, D.C. is my grandmother, Andrea Smith. One of the things that inspired my grandmother the most in her life was the opportunity to work for Congressman John Conyers alongside Rosa Parks, the mother of the Civil Rights Movement. She said this experience was such an honor for her, and they became friends. My grandmother became a TV reporter in 1970 for Channel 4, where she could tell the truth about things going on in the world. The hardest thing for my grandmother was to realize how lucky she was to be adaptable to a new life.
My parents are both from Iran. They left because of a war. My mom first moved to Sweden, then Canada, California, and then Washington, D.C. My dad moved to Philadelphia and then Washington, D.C. They had to study hard and learn English. My mom became a scientist and my dad became a surgeon. 2 years ago, I had a chance to visit Iran with my parents and grandparents and practice their language, Farsi. I had a terrific time there.
Do you know how many generations of your family have lived in Washington, D.C.?
This is my family's first generation in D.C. One of my favorite places to visit in the city is the National Zoo. We will close our program with the zoo song and our school song. We hope you enjoyed our program and learned a lot.
One last thing. This year we learned all about the 3 branches of government, and we are so excited today because the head of the executive branch in D.C. is here watching our wonderful showcase. It is our pleasure to bring up the mayor of our unique city, Mayor Bowser, for closing remarks.
Thank you, my dear. Nice to meet you. Thank you. Oh, thank you, my sweet. Thank you. Let's hear it for our 3rd graders. Give them a big round of applause. Bravo. Fantastic. And let's give a super big round of applause for their teachers. Thank you for helping prepare our young people. And as I was sitting there, I was thinking to myself, I wonder if I can come to Eaton and be a student. You all make third grade look really fun and interesting, and it's very obvious to all of us that you have learned a tremendous amount, that you're kind, empathetic young people who are getting a great vision of not only our beautiful city, but the entire world. And I am very, very proud of you. And I want to be here to say that as a city, it is so important that we're educating our children about our city, about their place in it, and about how they can make it even better. I was born in Washington, D.C., and I'm very proud that I get to be mayor of my hometown. And some of you, I don't know what you're thinking about for your futures, but maybe you will be able to aspire to be mayor of your hometown. We do have a unique city, and we have a city that we should be very proud of. And as my administration, we get to embark on our second term and continue to focus on the things that are very important to us in public education. And Eaton is really a beacon for our entire city. We're focused on making sure that our young people, by the time they reach third grade all across the city, have the types of literacy skills that are going to allow them to excel in so many ways. And this year, we get to introduce a new person to our public education system who's going to be our leader for public education. And he, like Councilmember Che and I, let's give your council member a big round of applause, the Ward 3 council member, are very committed. And now, I don't have to tell your parents, but I'll share this with you. In our unique city, we're a city, county, and state all at once. You learned that, right? And as mayor, as the chief executive, as you mentioned, it's my job to make sure that all of the resources that your parents send us by way of taxes get spent in the right ways. And what your parents have told me is that there is no more important issue than education, because education will inform all of the big issues that all cities have and allow us to make life for boys and girls in all 8 wards and all neighborhoods better, because they will be able to impact their future choices. And that's our job. And Councilmember Che's job is to take the budget that I send and approve it. Right, Councilmember Che? And I'm just proud to say that in my, 11 years down here working for the council, Councilmember Che and I have been great partners for D.C. Public Schools, the public schools in Ward 3, and we should be all very proud of the work that we've been able to get accomplished in our public education reform movement. So with that, congratulations. And I want to thank the third grade class for inviting me today. I really enjoyed hearing the songs and learning what you've been learning this past year. And so with that, I would like to, where is Principal Mann? Thank you, Principal, for your leadership here. And Principal Mann and all of the teachers and faculty here are with me, proud to welcome the new Chancellor for D.C. Public Schools, Louis Farabee. You're welcome.
Good morning. I have to tell you, I was blown away. Let's give the Eaton Eagles another round of applause. I was blown away this morning. I wanted to buy zoo tickets at the end. I mean, the animals, I tell you, the tiger was roaring behind me. As I think about this morning, I have to tell you a little secret. I love third grade. And the reason why I love third grade, because I was a third grade teacher. And what I've seen today is just phenomenal. And I know this wouldn't be possible without the educators here at Eaton. So please join me in another round of applause for all of our educators, our teachers, everyone that made this possible. And aren't we so lucky to have our leader of our city, Mayor Bowser, with us today. Please join me in thanking Mayor Bowser for joining us. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you. Thank you. I have to tell you, I am very fortunate because I am now back in D.C. And I'm jealous because I wish I was a third grader in D.C. You had the opportunity to have great field trips, learn about our city. And I heard somebody talk about restaurants. And I like to eat. So I want to ask if I could get a few hands this morning. You know, I'm going to go this weekend with my family. We're going to go out and get something to eat. We may even go to museums or some monuments. So any hands on some recommendations of what I should do this weekend? Yes, tell me.
Go to Cactus Cantina.
Okay. Thumbs up on Cactus Canteen? Okay, thumbs up, thumbs up.
Mai Tai, it's a sushi place.
Oh, Mai Tai, sushi. Okay, one more, yes.
Baches.
What's the name of it?
Baches.
Okay, all right. I hadn't heard that one. Okay, thumbs up. Okay, thumbs up. That must be really good. I see lots of thumbs up today. I, again, really appreciate the opportunity to serve this city as your chancellor. As acting chancellor, this is an opportunity for me to get to know the city, get to know great restaurants, and have a better understanding of how we can ensure the young people on this stage behind me continue to represent our thriving city in the most positive way possible. I don't know about you, but I am very optimistic about our future based on what I've seen today. We know that our young people, yes, are very optimistic about the future of our city. And we know we have great leaders, great public servants that we're growing and developing. And my role is to ensure that all of our students, when they graduate from DCPS, they're prepared for the next phase of life, whether that be college, career, work, whatever they choose to do, we're supporting them accordingly. Again, I thank you for the opportunity to serve the community as your acting chancellor. It is my great honor to welcome up the fearless leader of this school. Please join me in a round of applause for Principal Mann.
Boys and girls, you've had a lot of people say wonderful compliments, but you did an outstanding job, and you smiled, and your movements were perfect. Nobody was not. You were all in sync. I won't tell you a story. There was a '90s band called In Sync, but anyway, I'm aging myself. You guys look better than In Sync, and that's a huge compliment. So great job. I do want to just say that this would not be possible without Miss Anderson. She's the brainchild of this program. She's always looking for ways to expand and get student performance. We know Miss Mystery and Mr. Brown love performances, so we try to do as many as we can. And so I would like to turn this over to Miss Anderson and to say closing remarks because she's the one who is the brainchild. I'm going to make sure I give her all the credit. We're still together after 8 years.
Yes, we're still together after 8 years. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Also, we want to recognize Jen, if she's still in the building, one of our park rangers who works with our students on their field trips. Thank you for coming out as well. As a native Washingtonian, it does my heart proud that our third graders get to learn so many wonderful things about their city because it is a special city. I want to again honor our teachers, Ms. Frieda, Ms. Biedenbaum, Ms. Kane, our student teachers, Ms. Bren and Ms. Na, our music teachers, our award-winning music teachers, our enrichment coordinators, our parents. Thank you for everything you do. At this time, we're going to have the students are going to exit. Thank you, Councilmember Che, who's always here. She's a great friend to Eaton. We're going to have our students to exit, and they will join their parents upstairs for breakfast or Valentine's Day breakfast. Happy Valentine's Day. We love you. Thank you for all you do, Eaton families. Oh. And as the students exit, our wonderful mayor wants to show her love too, and she's brought along a DC flag for each one of you. So thank you, Mayor Bowser.